Hi there, so this is my first Arduino video, and I'm just going to start off by talking about what an Arduino is and what you can do with it. So there are two main types that I use, which are the Arduino Uno, which is here, and the Arduino Nano, which is that board on the circuit board there. And they're basically small computers you can use to do things, and then you add things to them as you need them, like displays and memory card readers and various sensors. So the Arduino Uno is good for playing with components when you first want to familiarise yourself with them, because you can get boards called shields which you fit on top of the main board and they sort of plug into it. So this shield here has a memory card reader and a real-time clock, so you could stack that up onto your Arduino Uno. And then you might need a display and some buttons for doing things. So there's this board here which has got that on it, so you could plug that on the top of the other one. And then you'd need to write some sort of program in the horrible programming language, which is based on C, to make it do something. Here's an example of a different display, which is like a touch screen that you might have on your mobile phone, which you could plug on. And you can also, there's pre-made programs for these. So for example, the touch screen one, there's a little paint program, and you can save the image you've created onto an SD card, which fits into the back of that slot on the back. The Nano, on the other hand, is much smaller and has a standard pin spacing. There's a bit of a mistake in the design of the Uno, that the pins here aren't evenly spaced, so you have to use these pre-prepared boards in conjunction with it, unless you want to plug stuff into individual sockets. So the Nano is much smaller. It's actually slightly more capable as a computer. It's got a couple more inputs, and you can make up your own circuit board like that. So for example, this one's got what we call a starburst LED display there, which is a bit like your 7-segment display that displays numbers, except this can display text as well. So if I plug some power onto that, it's a while since I used this, so I can't remember what it says, but it's basically giving you a message out, and then I've got a knob here you can turn and you get a different message. Can't remember what any of them say. Anyway, that's just an example. Other boards you can use with the Arduino, well, with either one, but probably more applicable to the Nano because they don't plug in. Here's a real-time clock on its own, which you can put a battery in, so you've got a battery-backed clock which will run even when the main power is turned off. So that's useful if you want to do some data logging, for example, and you want to log temperatures at specific times. Here's an accelerometer which you can use to measure angles of movement, things like that. Here's two different SD card modules. So one takes a full-size card, one takes a mini card, and then some different displays. So we already saw that I think is 16 characters by 2 lines, and that's designed to plug straight on. You can buy that board on its own, which you can then either interface directly with these pins, or you can buy a convertible, which means you only need 2 pins to talk to it. And this is the same sort of thing with that converter board on the back, which converts it to a 2-wire system. But in this case it's 16 characters by 4 lines. There are these very small organic LED displays here. See how much smaller that is? I'll put my finger in the shot so you can see how really small that is. And that you can display text or graphics on. Very small writing is legible. And again, that's got a 2-wire interface. One interesting thing we've got here, need to make sure it's vaguely anti-static, haha, for this one. So this one takes a SIM card in the back there, not an SD card, so your mobile phone SIM card, and then it actually is a fully functional GSM mobile phone module, so you could make or receive calls. It's got pins for audio input and output as well as data in and out, or you could send files to an FTP server. That small socket on the bottom right hand corner is where you connect your aerial. So I've been using one of these at work to try and do some data logging that can be retrieved remotely. Then finally for today, I will run through some projects hopefully in future videos. This is something that's ongoing. I'll again try and plug some power into it. It's only got like a rubbish test program on it at the moment, so I don't quite know what it's going to do, but it might come up with something on the screen there. File read OK. So this is going to be an interface between a DMX lighting interface, which is on these XLR connectors, and a video projector on this RS232 connector to change the inputs when you move a lighting desk. And it's also got these push buttons that you can program to do various things. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy future Arduino videos.